understand? And then the spiritual needs, there should be a place where you both hold hands together and you pray. You pray, you speak to your creator, you speak to your maker. You know, and then there's emotional needs too. Although one person can actually fill all those space or the vacuum. But when somebody is trying about 60%, I think that's a personal enough. So that's just it. A partner can't actually fill all that space for you. Can't fill the whole vacuum. But you should be able to try more than average or at an average. So that's just it. And then another thing is, okay, for financial, the Nigeria today does not even accommodate just the man just doing and doing.
Don't want that.
As a woman, you need to know that you have to do something, so you have to contribute. I have families that, okay, at the end of the month or at some point, okay, the husband might not say you have to do, but the husband might say, anything, full stuff, oh, my wife, you're the one that is buying. Okay, husband, okay, house rent, for NEPA bills, this bills, that bills, is the one that is sorting those ones. So the fact is just that maybe still has to step up. It doesn't have to just be the man alone. Because when you just say the man alone, the man will get tired. But it's going to press the man that the only God that can save him.
Just move.
Thank you.
So mommy, what else do you
My sister-in-law have told me this thing before, but I didn't.
She told me maybe years ago, ever before she got married, that one would be about maybe 15 years ago, that, Mom Precious, Emma, watch your lawyer, why didn't just take it? But just recently I'm telling you, it's this year, this 2020, that the thing just came to me that, watch what you say. Because sometimes I say some things, whether I mean it or I don't mean it, I'll just say that this is what I want, this is what I wish for. And after some time I find out that that thing that I have said is really playing the effect I'm seeing it. So I begin to say, watch what you say. So when you say good things to yourself, you have told yourself that this is that's me. And I believe that for everybody, your standard, what is your belief, what do you want? Forget about the next person, that partner. What do you want? I believe nobody can force you against what you want to do. So the God factor is very important. Our foundation, our belief in God. What are you? Who are you? What do you believe in? What is your motive? What is your what is, before going into this relationship, what is your motive? What do you want to achieve? Do you just want to go there without thinking, without, what do you want? We have to set a standard for ourselves. And that has helped me a lot. And not just setting standard, reasonable standards, standard that is according to the will of God.
I hate that. Okay, Sister Shelton, let's hear your view for the youth.
Okay, for the youth, okay, one myth sorry, I had the age factor. Is it myth? Myth. Let me to call it. That's it. Because I always what we are here for is to demystify it. So there's one notion too about these things that opposite attracts, that youth thinks, I'm a good girl, I want to date a bad boy. There are a lot of girls that say, oh God, I want the kind of guy, spiritual, like Danny Gio, ras like Naramali, those kind of things, have Anthony Joshua's body, all that kind of stuff, all those unrealistic things. The fact is just that opposite does not attract. Fine, there can be an example like an extrovert can attract an introvert. That does not necessarily mean an opposite. It could be complementing each other, like you looking for somebody, like you looking for a quality you lack in somebody, thereby adding more value to yourself. So I think as youths, as ladies, as men, we should concentrate more on that, because when you have somebody that have a similar background, which is God, someone that is like mind, someone that you believe in the same thing, that knows the scripture, that knows what the scripture is saying, you understand? You guys that can actually help the relationship better. Or like saying, I'm looking for this bad boy, I'm looking for this guy, I like this, not how we ladies are, or we guys are, guys be like, I want a lady, Kim Kardashian body, has the kind of Miguel Coco's way of talking. I like Miguel Coco and all this kind of stuff. Mommy, spirituality and all those unrealistic basis. We just need to just stop.
I believe that even if we are going to actually work with that, they themselves, you have to prepare yourself for this kind of people. Because if you are saying you want this kind of person and yet you are relaxing, just like what we had the right time, if you are not prepared, God can actually remove you from the picture and fit in someone that is suiting the line.
Okay, for maybe the person you want.
Like what you said, like maybe person you want that the GU that can pray for 5 hours, and why is praying? You are just praying for 20 minutes. I'm like, let me just go and sleep.
Fine, that's one reason why I said someone that can compliment you. Fine, I'm a Christian, I'm still feels 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and I go and marry, or I plan to marry a guy that can fast for, like I think 21 days dry fast. You understand? There's a way it complements, there's a way I adjust later. You understand?
Reality comes in.
Yeah, that's where compliment comes in. You understand? And they need to adapt to the new nature. So that is just it. You know, most of these our what do I call it? The characters of people that we want, characteristics we want. When you later ask us, why do you actually want this kind of person? You now say, I shall want. There is no particular reason. I want all that and handsome. Why do you want all that and handsome? Because you're shy fly. Because some people say, hey, you know, I'm short. I don't want my children to be short. You know, I'm dark. I want a light lady. Or you know, I'm this. I want a calming body. All those kind of stuff. All those are unrealistic things. They don't actually have basis, or like important basis. Like we should actually consider or concentrate more on the most important things, because marriage is too long for you to concentrate on physically. Because if you fail, what if this man has an accident? What if this lady, okay, I heard about an accident on Saturday that on a bike, a man just, a car hit a bike. The bike man died immediately. A beautiful girl, her leg detached from her body immediately. Imagine she's married, and the reason why her husband married her was when she's fine, she's fair. That's the end of it. Yeah.
So what you're trying to say, there should not be a reason for love today.
Okay. The reason, like there should not be, like if there's a reason, it shouldn't be physical.
Physical things.
Shouldn't just be based on physical. Oh, she's fine. Oh, he's handsome. Oh, he has long hair. Oh, she has long hair. Because particularly when a guy approaches me, I'm this kind of person, because my mom always say, put me sharp on you. It's my time. Let me shine. Let me shine. Let me do what I want to do. Because when I see a guy and he's all about, I like you, you know, I like because you are coughing, or I like because you are slim, because when you get pregnant, you don't go fast. You don't know, bro. You are going to go fast.
You don't know.
You don't know yet. Because you are this, oh, you look cheap, oh, you look blah, blah. All those kind of stuff. I know that this is just physical. This is nothing. This is not love. This person just loves the outside, not the inside. You have to concentrate more on the within, the inner man of person. That is the reason, not the physical body. Because this physical body, anything can happen. Anything can happen. You might just be driving accidents. God forbid. But anything can happen. So that's just it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, what do you have?
Just to buttress on what you have said, what she said, if you are going into a relationship, physical appearance is, I know it's not that important in any relationship. To me, I used to set a standard for getting married. I like my men to be tall, to be, if not necessarily very fair, at least, which I find really fair. I wanted to, you know, this thing that the Yoruba call symbol. Not too skinny, not too fat, you know, and all that. That's the way I love them. And I now find out that, do you know that, fortunately I met somebody that fits into that position. I later find out that is not the best for me. Because when he was if he fitted into that tall, handsome, fair, everything, physical appearance like that, I learned my lesson in a very hard way. You know, I was already, you know, because he has fitting, I have fallen, and all that. And even when there were signs that this guy is not your husband, or you can't marry this guy, even because I was so engulfed with that physical stature, I was not listening to whatever advice people were saying. I said, for as long as that is just what I want. But thank God for God's mercy. You know, that's why I say that your stand in God is very important. Your stand in God is very important. Because if you are really rooted in God, God will make sure that you don't, except you really want to go astray. Except if God is bringing you out of that mistake and you really want to go into it, then He leads you alone. But for as long as you're still in fellowship with Him, He will tell you that there is no go area. this is not the way to go. So physical appearance is just secondary. Who is that person? Who is he? What is his stance? Does he compliment you as a person? Does he love the things that you love? My husband is very good in marketing. I am the opposite. I don't know marketing. I am not very. But when we got married, I began to show interest. I began to show interest. Okay, and he's the kind of person, as he's leaving from the house, whatever happens to him outside the door, till he comes back, he will relate everything. You know, he will relate everything, every of his experience. I'm not somebody like that. And you know, he has gotten used to it because today will say, you will not even talk. You will not tell me, and me, I will tell you everything that happens to me. It is well. I shall be pushing. Who is that person? Who are you, number one? Then that person who? I learned in a very hard way. God taught me that looking for all these things that you have, just this quality, is not important. Because I found out that the man was a fake. A fake pretending to be the original. He has had a family already with 2 kids, pretending to be a single, and come and catch you know. And in fact, I brought him to church. He became an instrumentalist. They are keyboardists in the church, very fervent. They all fellowship. When good women are making rehearsal, they will call him. Elders are making, they will call him. So he has become popular. Even when I was told that this thing that you are doing, this and this and this, I say, it could be by mistake. After all, I was also born out of wedlock. So mistake only be more. There's no big deal in it. We'll talk about it and we'll discuss. Until God told me that, come. This is not your will. If you enter, you have entered. This one is not just born out of wedlock. This one is real marriage. He has a wife and 2 children.
To leave his family and
Left them in Ibadan, wherever they came to Lagos to come and catch more fish.
So which means it actually, from what you said, is that it was looking like it, but yet it was not the one.
Looking like. So when you give yourself standard or qualities like that, you will see somebody that fits in.
Of course, yeah.
You will see somebody that fits in your description, but it might not be the person. So we have to be very careful. So I learned. So when I now came to myself, I was now praying to God for husband. I left out those physical aspects, those things, and I told God, Father, the person that you have made, especially for me, that will fit into me, no matter where that man is coming from, and he will fit, he will be able to help my weakness. I will also be able, that was my prayer till I met my husband. And you know that even when I met him, I was not
Paying attention.
really paying attention. I was just focused on God. It was after a while, maybe we were already preparing for marriage, and God opened my eyes to say that, come, this man is tall. He's part of the qualities he wrote down. This man is tall. Not too thin, not too fat. He's also fat. And he's fair in complexion, hands up. So God has given you just the best. So even when you have standard at the back of your mind, but you put God first, that thing that you are looking for, God will bring it. Not placing it in further issue. If it is not this, you can't go ahead. But when you just trust God, you will find that the qualities that you are looking for, God will actually bring it.
That is his will.
I just want to ask this
Yes.
question because I know you are best fit to answer the question. I want you to speak to those ladies who they believe they don't want to marry a pastor or they are scared of. No. How do you feel? Like how were you able to manage it as well?
There's nothing wrong in marrying a pastor. I would say God has already prepared me before I married him. I didn't marry him as a pastor. I married him like ordinary brother. We go to church. In fact, I came into Redeem before him. I've become a worker before him. So he came newly as a new person to Redeem. redeemed when I met him and all that. So I didn't marry him as a pastor, but there had been a prophecy. I remember just we were still young. In fact, I had not even met him at all. And this fellowship came from Ife. They called them, is it CU or something? It was this strong fellowship in a OAU that they were very popular among the universities those days. So they came to come and have a program, and the church, the pastor was now asking members that can accommodate them to put them in members' homes. That they just because they came the minister during the weekend and they are to sleep over to minister in Sunday before they go back to the faith and all that. So they came. We were part of the families accommodated about maybe 3 or 4 of them, ladies, and they came. And I remember that night we prayed. In fact, we didn't sleep till the following morning. That was, I still have that note where it was written. So the prophecy came that your husband was going to be a pastor. So that thing has already been at the back of my mind. So I was prepared. It was not something that so even when I married him, and he was just an ordinary brother, come to church, that thing has been at the back of my mind. This man is going to be a pastor. So I've already prepared myself for that. But there's nothing wrong in marrying a pastor. If you marry a pastor, I believe it should be something that should help. It should be an addition, a value that should help us as a wife or as a lady, even to increase more. If your husband is growing spiritually, you also should grow with him spiritually. And also the husband to help the wife. So marrying a pastor, there is no big deal. There is no big deal because when you come to my house, you cannot know that whether it's a pastor. I didn't see difference between him and the other man. He has the anointing because in the house, he is my husband, he is the daddy to my children, he is not a pastor, so to say. He's a pastor of the home, but he comes down to everybody's level, to the youngest child. So people, they joke, so there is no, to me, I don't know how other homes are, because my home, we are free. We are free. So you don't know if they don't tell you, you don't know whether it's a pastor.
That's a nice one. Thank you, Moni, for honoring our invitation. And Sister, we want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, I hope we've all gotten one thing or the other from the 3 segments we've actually done. We'll be right back.